Hey, my name's Si Leslie.
I'm Gordon. Hello, hello.
So before we start, guys, I've got the snorters tonight. I feel as if I've got a wee call coming on, so bear with me.
What a great way to start the show. You see, all your great chat shows and all your great American shows, British shows, always start the presenter saying...
Get the excuses in early.
Always starts with the presenter saying, I've got the cold. Well done. So, quite a few topics to get through tonight. We played Ross County at the weekend and thumped them. The impending transfer window, and Simon, apparently there's a small fixture coming up at the weekend as well.
Correct. So it's all happening, but also back live on Twitter.
Yes.
We've now got a blue tick beside us.
Oof.
Karen Smith saying I've got man flu.
Yes.
I'm in agony, suffering in silence.
You're hardly suffering in silence. We've heard nothing else all day for Simon. He's hardly suffering in silence. But I think we'll start the show tonight with some breaking news. This afternoon. Yep. So there are rumours circulating again that there's an American consortium interested in a Rangers takeover. Now, there's been rumours to this effect over the last few years, on and off. Kyle Fox, I think, was the latest. It was the last American businesswoman to be interested. Now there's rumours emanating again from America that they value the club at 150 million, and they're interested in, as a consortium, interested in buying Rangers out, taking over. That's about all the information we have. It could just be newspaper talk. It could just be rumours, fill in the vacuum until the Old Firm game at the weekend. But if there's anyone out there that's heard anything else, or anyone out there's got any comments on it, please let us know. Simon, what would be your thoughts on a takeover of Rangers, first of all?
I think we've spoken about it before, Gordy, and I think it's probably not maybe so much inevitable, but it's no surprising. It looks like the club's been up for sale for a while. Now, the people before the current board, who are all friends or colleagues, have said the club will not be sold again unless it's Rangers' hands and things like that. But when I see the stadium upgrades and lack of spending at times and a lot of wee things, I think that the club is definitely up for sale. Whether the American deal is up for grabs or no, I don't know. I really don't know how that would work. But I think there might be something in it.
Yeah.
It could be trying to an Old Firm game coming up at the weekend, you're looking for stories. That could be the case. But it was interesting when it came out. However, I've not heard any comment from Rangers yet. Or can Rangers comment on it? I don't know if they can right enough.
Nah, they would be very unwise to comment on it, because at the end of the day, if they comment,
I don't think they can with the stock.
Yeah, but even then, even if they hint at it or they comment on it, it could either deter or encourage a takeover bid. And if they are looking to sell, I mean, I think that it's no secret that we're not really hitting the waves financially in the last couple of years. So it would be listen. It is what it is. It's just rumours at the moment. There's nothing concrete.
It's interesting.
I would certainly have a word of caution regarding a takeover. We did a show a couple of weeks ago now on the current situation at Rangers with the board, etc. And sometimes, sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So I think if there's going to be a takeover, I think there would have to be some information and some transparency with exactly who's involved, because you read about these consortiums and there's 12, a dozen people involved in it, and you wonder who's pulling the strings or who's got the money. So that's certainly
not me.
A strange one.
It's not me, because I've just told everybody we're back in Twitter, and it's telling us it's going to take 3 days to get the blue star ticked. It's not ticked yet, so that's how I will be running the club.
At least
can't even get Twitter working.
At least it's a blue tick.
That's
the only sauce, isn't it, in life?
Well, there's a comment there about the Ross County game, because it could basically saying Ross County are rubbish, but Rangers need to get a lot of games in a row, so criticising isn't going to help.
Yeah, we're going to come on to the Ross County game in a couple of minutes. Just obviously.
Is there any comments online about the takeover, or is it just basically speculation?
It's just basically speculation at the moment. There's nothing concrete at all, to be perfectly honest.
So Dave King's apparently saying it's rubbish, but again,
apparently Dave King's one of the people that are going to be selling up, but I couldn't see Dave King selling his shares at Rangers.
So it's interesting, but if anybody knows any better for the last 10-15 minutes, nearly slow there.
If anyone's got any comments or heard anything else about it, it is just breaking news out of Ibrox, so we can always come back to it if we get anything else. But it's I mean, I think that we need investment. I think there's been a little bit of financial fair play currently account in the last season or two. There's a little bit of, I mean, you could call it not really asset stripping, but we're certainly trying to lower the wage bill. It's almost like we're trying
Freshen
to become,
up.
it's almost, we're trying to be, I think we're kind of trying to become debt free to invest, to attract investment
Aye,
at this moment in time, but we'll see. So
that's a good point.
if anyone's got any comments on the rumours about the takeover, you can let us know throughout the programme tonight.
Right,
So-
so just you're doing that, 2 seconds, I'm going to share it on Twitter.
Okay,
So,
all the technology, yeah.
not got a blue tick,
So-
however, we are on Twitter in the next minute.
At the Gers TV, we're experts at technology and
I've
all
never been-
the latest social media.
I've never been a Twitter guy, I don't know, Gordy, you're going to have to learn it, I think I'm not up for it. I'll sort that out now, but do you want to talk about the game?
Right, so we're moving on. So that was just a bit of breaking news coming out on the papers today, coming out from the papers and whatnot on the rumour mill online on the internet. So if anyone, as I say, anyone's got any comments or they've heard anything else about this apparent investment or
can read it out.
takeover, you can let us know. So moving on then, on to a review of the game on Saturday side. Ross County came to Hampden and Rangers won 6-0. What's your first initial? We'll go through it bit by bit, but overall, what's your thoughts to start off with?
Well, I wasn't at the game, I was at the Brighton Mod weekend and I had a few beers with my pal John Fraser who watches the show. Shout out to John with his Union Jack Parker. And we had a right good skinful, as you call it. He got one to Glenmorangie, can't remember Ginham at night. So I've watched the game again
Good.
because I wouldn't have remembered that. I just remember it was a good performance. Stand out right away, Cyril Dessers. For all the criticism he gets, he's not been injured. I can't think of him shying away from anything, and he's getting better every week. Let's start with just talking about the first goal, I think.
Yeah, we'll start talking about Cyril Dessers and his contribution and the goals on Saturday. So, first of all, I thought Dessers played very well. He's been much maligned. We call a spade a spade. We criticised, giving him a little bit of stick for some of the chances he's missed. But he's now started the season. I think he's scored 6 goals already this season.
Yep.
And we're not out of August yet. So, I thought the first goal was well taken. I thought his 2 goals were excellent.
I think the goal was taken. The first goal was fantastic. Great positional play, a great ball to him. But he's got to finish it, and he finishes it. And this is where he sometimes fails, and he lacks. He can lack when he finish at times when he's in front of goal. A wee bit like Manelis did at times. But I thought his contribution to the whole game, with the goals especially, I thought he had a really good game. I would go as far as to say that had we no bringing Danilo on's a good option because you want to get the player fit. But if we'd have kept Dessers on, I think he would have got his hat-trick.
Yeah, I think it's always a shame to bring somebody off when they're sitting on 2 goals because they're always itching to get the hat-trick, and given the chances we created on Saturday against Ross County, I think it was only a matter of time before he would have got it, so I think you're absolutely right. Dessers, it wasn't Rangers' second goal, but it was Dessers' second goal. Yeah, it was, ultimately you see it was a tap-in, but I think you called it right side before the show started, when it's only a tap-in if you get into the right position.
Aye, I mean it's great positional play. If he wasn't in the right position, then he's got to lean for it, and he's got to make an attempt to get it, and that gives the defender an opportunity to clear it. Again, good positional play, and he's getting better as the time goes on, and he's got better wingers now. Matondo and Tierney have getting better deliveries to him.
So one of the features throughout the game was that we were getting down on both sides. Tierney when he was on, and Matondo. We'll come to Matondo in a second, but they were trying to beat men. They were going to the byline and they were putting balls into the 6-yard box, and that's something that over the last, I would go far to say 6 months, that's something Rangers have been lacking. Getting somebody past the last man, going right the way to the byline, and then into the 6-yard box.
With a good delivery, and that's the difference. The delivery's been a lot better.
That is definitely something I think we've been missing. To see that on Saturday was brilliant, and
I'm just trying to get the branding out here as I'm doing things.
So then we'll move on. So Matondo. So before the game, kind of late Thursday, Friday, there's rumours that Matondo was getting linked with championship teams like Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday, etc. Leeds are a good team. They just sold somebody for 40 million, so they had some money. There's money to spend, so they're running Matondo. Matondo starts for his first start and plays really well. I thought they made a massive impact.
The worrying thing for me would be the fact that I thought he played really well. He's came onto a game in the last few weeks. When he's fit, it's getting him fit is the problem, and the consistency. But it still wouldn't surprise me if he left. And some of the buzz he was putting in, I'm thinking that's what we're needing for the weekend. Because when we go to Celtic Park, we might only get a few opportunities, and if we get good buzz into the box, I definitely think Dessers will be able to put one away. But my own opinion, and we'll talk about it on Friday, but I think there will be movement in the transfer window. I don't have any inside knowledge on that, and I think he might be one of the guys that goes, because if people don't go, no one will come in.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these situations where he's come on, he's started for the game, he's been linked away for the club, he's played an absolute belter of a game, and you think to yourself, is he motivated by the rumours linking away somewhere, so he's putting himself in the shop window, or is he motivated to play for Rangers? And if you see his reaction to the goals, I'll always keen to see people's body language and the reactions.
Yeah.
And the way he hugged Tavernier after his first goal, to me that seemed to me he was playing for the jersey.
Possibly.
I really liked. So
yeah, you could be right.
You never know if it was a funny game. If Leeds, a team like Leeds could come in with some money and offer him 50% more he's getting at Rangers.
It's the wage in it, the wage you can give him.
Yeah, so even a championship club down in England, with the revenue they get down there, can outclass and outbid Rangers when it comes to wages, unfortunately. So, yeah, I thought somebody who played quite well as well on Saturday is Tom Lawrence.
Yep. Aye, well, he missed a sitter in the first 5 minutes, but all the good players miss sitters, the bad players miss sitters. I've been on his back for a wee while, but I thought the goal that he took his goal well, but he also made a few opportunities and he never had again, so fair play to him. I just don't think he's strong enough for the Old Firm game as that type of player to play in that match. I think the game flies by him, to be honest.
I think that
happy to be proved wrong.
I think that Tom Lawrence is the kind of player where he can be superb in small quantities, where he can play that Callan instinct pass, he can have that shot. Like at the first minute, I think if you look back in the Kiev game a couple of weeks ago away from home, he had that shot in the first couple of minutes that hit the post. Could have took the lead there, obviously. Again, he played some good balls on Saturday, but for me, he drifts in and out the game sometimes, and
often.
And I don't know if his overall contribution, with that in mind, merits him a start for the game on Sunday.
I'm a great believer in you play for your place.
However,
this is one of his better games.
However, that said, who do you bring in his place?
No, I'm saying it. Aye, so he'll probably play. I think the game. Well, I'm trying to think of what Clement might think. We'll talk about it Friday, but I think Clement might prefer Dowell. He played in the midfield as more of a defensive style of game rather than going attacking.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I don't know. But it might be a case of Cantwell might leave as well this week, and we might have somebody lined up to come in as a number 10. We need a proper aggressive number 10. It's all very well doing it against Ross County, St Mirren and smaller teams. Than these teams that we struggled with at the end of last season.
The problem is we haven't been doing it with these teams at the end of last season.
Which is a good point. So I think if we could get rid of him, it's not the best of phrases, but if we could get him away with a stronger type of player, I think that would benefit us for the weekend. But it's all down to money.
Yeah, I think the Lawrence is a decent player, a good player, but only in small parts of the game, small sections of the game. And I think he might be a bit of a luxury. At a place like Celtic Park.
I worry about his bottle a wee bit when it comes to big games like that as well.
Yeah. So
there's a couple of comments here about saying don't start Tav on Sunday.
So we'll get to that in a second. I think what we'll do is we'll just finish off a wee recap of the game and then get to some comments, because I know there's some comments coming in. So Matondo scored twice, Lawrence scored once, Dessler scored twice, and we need to give him praise and say it. Danilo, come on, I know you called him Danilo, you had an extra syllable on, right, that's fine, I'm not arguing with you.
Well, if he scores, if he plays on Sunday, on Saturday,
I don't
and he
care what
scores,
he's
it'll be Danilo.
Danilo, Pixaria.
We don't claim to be professionals.
So he comes on and he had a great effort. 5-10 minutes to go. Curler, the keeper, good save by the keeper actually. And then he turned up in the right, again, a striker's instinct, right place at the right time, and got his goal, I think, in the 90th minute or whatnot, so made it 6-0 for Rangers and finished off a really good game, strong team performance. Yeah,
as far as Danilo is concerned, he's nowhere near match fit. I remember years ago having a chat with Ian about match fit, and it was John Brown, and they were explaining to me, people think something when the player's fit or match fit, it's nothing like the same thing. And the only way you can be match fit for any league is being played in games where you actually play in the games. So I think he's a long way off, to be honest.
There's a difference. you're absolutely right. There's a difference between, say, doing a run, going for a run.
Aye.
And then playing football, because you know you're always training, you can be fit. You can be fit in the sense that.
But you can argue you're fit to play. But we've been going out of our arse in about 1 minute.
I don't know, Si.
Trying out for mercy after the first 30 seconds.
Just to clarify, this is not a Gers TV exclusive. I can't actually be on the bench on Sunday. But you never know. If we have a crap transfer window, you never know. So
call me.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
Aye, I can see the nearly will maybe taking about another month, to be honest. Maybe in time for the Europa Cup run. I would be pacing him out.
I think he's good as an option to come on for. Maybe I think a game against Celtic you don't start him, you can't start him, but he maybe comes on and offers something else for the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So we've got some comments about the game. We'll start with Frank. I think way at the top of the page. Frank's comments about the Ross County game.
Have you got it? We can't be confident after the Ross County game. They're rubbish. All we need to beat the top of our game and get stuck into them.
Yeah, so I'll answer that, and so I understand this point completely because they're not the strongest team in the world. But remember, at the tail end of last season, they beat us 3-2. So
I'm just laughing at the people laughing at me saying I'm fat. No, that didn't mean I was match fit. That's what I'm saying. I'm dying with the cold.
It's all about the interactions. So Frank, totally see your point, mate. And yeah, Ross County weren't the strongest opposition. However, you can only play what you're up against. And I think Rangers' performance and Rangers' attacking play made them look ordinary. And I think that's a lot to do with it as well.
Well, that said, they had a great chance in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And the keeper made a great save, and they had a great chance in the second half. We're commenting on the fact that there were 2 good chances.
Yeah.
But I think the way the club is going now, I think we need to start giving them a bit of praise and backing.
Yeah.
And get by this bad spell that the club's.
I mean, there was a bit of criticism after the celebrations against St Johnstone in the cup, with the over egging the pudding and over celebrating. I think
you started them. You're a critic, a boo boy.
I don't even know how to respond to that. It's not worth the effort responding to that, to be perfectly honest. But what I would say to you is that maybe that celebration and that morale boost has carried them into the next game, and they've come out and won 6-0. There's been plenty of times when we've come out and played teams and maybe had a slow start, slowly start, and then we've got straight through a 1-1-0, 2-0 win. How often have we took the lead against a team and we've been trying out to finish them off, keep creating chances, finish them off, and we don't, and then sometimes we get pegged back. In fact, the perfect example is Ross County away last season when we went 2-0 up. And they pegged us back at 2-0 at half time. Because we missed a sitter in the last minute injury time, 2 each at half time, and that gives them the boost. They came out and scored, they won that game. So
right.
They can't be that bad. If they can beat us 3-2, then we beat them 6-0. There's a good turnaround there. But
the other thing is, I think the point you were making, God, is correct. My biggest fear with Rangers when it comes to this weekend and in any big game just now is it's more about the bottle. I don't know if these players are still getting rid of some of the players that we blamed for not having a bottle, but I don't see too many guys out there that fill me with hope that they're real winners, know that would run through a brick wall for you. Okay, well let's break that down then. So I think you said there were some comments about the game. There is somebody saying don't play Tav on Sunday. Okay. So I can see I don't play Tav. So is there any more comments about the Ross County game and anything like that? Because we can just move on to the Old Firm game then if. I was somewhat nervous for the county game there. The main reason is its recent performances and last season's result. A great point, but God has just covered it. We can agree with that, Josh. Yeah, I mean, I think... Josh... Is that you under a pseudo name, just backing yourself up? That's my mate Josh. You've probably seen him. He goes to Oswald's. He's looking at Oswald's regularly, so how you doing? And they think you do for a free pint. Aye, exactly. So I think any time Rangers have played for the last 6 months, like even at the end of the last season and this season, we've been nervous because we haven't been playing particularly great. So it's a good point. Well, I maybe missed this, so correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm making an arse of myself when I won't say this. But one of the main things that makes me nervous, especially before the big Old Firm game, is players getting injured. And I can't remember, I was with the Glenmorangie, I can't remember anybody getting carted off, which normally is a regular thing with Rangers now. Yeah, I can't remember anybody. Balogun get injured again. Did he? Aye, Balogun went off. Oh well, that was, as I said, it was only Glenmorangie. Did he hurt his back?
We don't know this. So
I can remember that now, right enough. I thought it was Dessers at the time.
So Balogun gets off injured. Apparently he got offered a chance to go to the Rangers medical department and said it ain't that bad. I'll get it through it. I'll try and get through
survive.
It. He did have Marvin Andrews and said God about it. I'll leave it in God's hands. So so listen, overall 6-0 to Rangers, and I think that irrespective of the opposition, irrespective of how well or poor they play, we can only play against what we're up against in the day, and to win 6-0 and a winger score two strikers score three between them, and an attacking midfielder score one as well. So we can't ask for anything better, I don't think.
And they played a bit of good football. You know, you want to go into people making an effort. You were going to boys for the Sandy Road Rangers, obviously, giving a wee shout out to the Cobb Club, but they've made an effort. There's young kids going to the games for the first time and things like that, and people want to be entertained. Yeah, and it was certainly entertaining.
Aye, so just a wee shout out to Sam and all the guys from the Sandy Road.
I'll keep you right.
KOB.
Again.
It's in my notes. I know you like you jump about, but I'm trying to stick to the notes here. Stick to the run order. I can't say it now. You got me that flustered. I can't speak now. So stick to the order. But no, big shout out to the KOB club. They were over first trip of the season. Big 50-seater bus. Dropped into the Bristol bar, had a beer, and then they went to the game.
Where did you meet them? Was it the Bristol? You met them at Hampton?
Went to Bristol, aye. Dropped in the bus to Hampton with them. So good to see you guys. I'm sure you're watching tonight, and we'll see you soon.
Aye, they're fantastic, and you met some interesting characters and done interviews which are live.
Yeah, if you want to go back and watch. So one of our friends gave a great interview from Barney, I think, gave a great interview about how he's involved in the youth community projects over in Sandy Row and Belfast, etc. So well done to you, and we'll see you again soon. Aye,
no, so a great point. We try and keep in touch with as many clubs from different parts of the world, basically, but any of the supporters clubs that are coming over, I think they'll be feature with them. We're Raven reporter, Gordy.
Aye, emphasis on the word Raven.
If you can keep in touch with any Rangers supporters or any projects or buses are doing, get involved in it, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and on that note, if anyone wants to get involved with the Gers TV as well and come on the show or do stuff for the website or do anything at all, really. We
could even have to do a regular call, maybe what a call every week.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We could organise that. Do you want to give a plug to your football thing? Your football...
I'll say it.
Match day 2 or whatever it is, I don't know.
So
I don't play computer games anymore.
Right, so in time for the new season, we've got an online esports platform. Now this is just basically a community for all the Rangers fans to get together, set up tournaments, play a bit of FIFA, play a bit of EA Sports, and just chat about the Rangers as well. So I've got a link up there. I don't know if it's come on because I'm a wee bit low.
It's came up, we see it.
Yeah. No, that's a link to our show actually. So 1 second. See, it's not been a good day technology.
It's came up, I can see here.
No, that's actually a link to our Facebook podcast.
Well, we'll add it later on anyway.
No, I'll put it on just now.
You're doing it. And also, I've just added the phone number. If anybody wants to give us a wee call, it's 0141 319 5230. We'll be on for another half an hour because there is bad weather expected and we want to get home and I've not been feeling too great. But we'll be doing another show on Friday. If you want to give us a call, we just need the last 3 digits of your number.
So, if anyone's watching and they've got a PlayStation, Xbox, laptop, etc., you want to get involved in a fantastic Rangers community and get involved with some FIFA, EA Sports, FIFA clubs. We had an old one, but we moved on to a new server for the new season. So, if you click that link, that takes you on a Discord community and you can chat to us and get involved in stuff there. So, apparently there's a big game on Sunday, Simon. Tell us all about it.
It could be the game that defines our season because Rangers need to go to Celtic Park, in my opinion, and at least play for the victory and play with a bit of pride in the jersey. There's not going to be any Rangers supporters there. We know the story. There's no point in getting into that. It'll be hard for the team. There's already and certain pages are already putting pressure on the referees after the disgraceful decisions that happened last year. You think there was one club in the world wouldn't be complaining? They've been inviting them to parties. But anyway, Rangers need to go with their head held high. They need to have the right belief. They need to pick the right team. We need as many players fully fit as possible. Yeah. And we need to take our chances.
No, absolutely. So I think, so we'll back. So the chat is starting already about to be played Tav on Sunday, etc., etc. Right. There is absolutely no way Rangers are going to Celtic Park on Sunday and not playing their captain. As much as you disagree with it, as much as you might not think he's a great player or gives away goals in these big games, there's absolutely no doubt whatsoever that Tav will play on Sunday.
No, I don't disagree with that. As long as he's fully fit, which he is, he seems to play every game, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's not been the same player in the last few months, but he's a captain of the club, so they won't drop him. And I don't think there's many alternatives anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the only, when I've said this, I think there's going to be the fourth Old Firm game in a row that I'm saying this, and I doubt it will happen because it's not happening in friendlies, but you play somebody like Dejon Sterling at right back, and you play Tav in right midfield.
I've seen a comment saying he's out.
Sterling's injured, but he said, but Clement said he can still play, so Clement's come out and said, yeah, he's injured his wrist, but apparently it won't stop him playing.
Well, so that, I mean, we have spoken about it. I don't think the fans would be too angry if they tried that.
I mean, I don't think you try these things for the first time in an Old Firm game, but I think that, you know, Tav is, it's almost the same conversations every game now when it comes to Tav and what's going on. So you get Tav on the right hand side. I think Tav's brilliant going forward. I think he plays attacking. He always plays well against Celtic. The cup game against when Michael Beale was in charge at the end of the previous season, when we were unlucky, we went to Hampden Park and I thought we were the best team, to be perfectly honest. Tav scores a free kick, gets back into the game. The game at Parkhead with Ballon gets sent off, Tav scores a free kick, gets back into the game. He does show up in an attacking sense in these games, but for me personally, I think he needs a solid person behind him so Tav can concentrate on going forward and getting balls into the box and shots, and you've got somebody like Sterling that can move into his position when he vacates it and he's got somebody behind him. Aye,
and also in an ideal world, which Rangers aren't in just now, we've had a lot of bad luck, but in an ideal world, Proper would have been fit. He'd had a few games under his belt because he was forming a good partnership with Suter, and Ridvan would be fit. I don't think Ridvan's or Proper will be fit in time. We need to go with the defence that we've got. They just need to be strong. It's more than anything. The defence hasn't been my biggest problem this season. But again, somebody made a comment. It's a man came up by playing no Real Madrid, which is a good point.
Yeah, and
we need to get. If we win with fear, it's a great point, because if we win with the wrong attitude, with a loser's attitude, we won't come out with any points.
Yeah,
I think we need to go for a win.
Well, that's why winning 6-0 in your previous game really helps, because you know I think you should start with the team that's beat Ross County 6-0. Cherry on the left, Matondo on the right, Dessers up front, Lawrence. I mean, at the end of the day, that at this moment in time, the team that started and Saturday that won 6-0, do we have better options in the squad to play on Sunday?
That are fit? No, I don't think there'll not be many. Somebody's Nicholas is stumbling themselves for one of the funny names, but he's making a good point. The biggest problem we've had in Old Firm games in the last year has been the referee. But with that, you're looking for a strong board, and I don't know if the board asked the management to speak out about it, but we should be calling for a strong referee. If the board had any balls, they should be saying, after the decisions last season, which astonishing decisions, some of them, Dessel's goal for an example, after the astonishing decisions, we're calling for a strong referee at this game. The world's watching the match, it should be a strong referee, but Rangers won't do that. So we're just going to have to sit back and ride the wave, unfortunately. They run the roost when it comes to refereeing and decisions.
Yeah, I think what we need, I think that, you know, I'm very hesitant to get involved in chats with referees, etc. I think that there are sometimes you can't avoid talking about it, so obviously remember the game where Arthur Johnson should have been sent off. I don't like getting involved with the talk about the referee, because for me it's almost as if we're making excuses for getting beat before the game starts, and I think we just take the scruff of the neck and go, I don't care what the referee is, we just go out and win the game. Now, whether that transpires or not, I've got a feeling that he'll play, I don't know who's going to play left back, probably Yefty at left back.
Who's coming on to a game now?
Ben Davis is away, we need to comment on that. Ben Davis is away to Birmingham City, so
good luck to him, he won't be back, I don't think.
Yeah, we've got Balogun and Proper, who Proper's went off the game against Motherwell and Balogun's went off on Saturday there, so how match fit they are, who knows. And we've got John Suter, so John Suter definitely starts, and he's going to be paired with either Proper or Balogun, and I think he wouldn't have brought in Ryan Proper than to start in these games.
100%, and he's got the experience in the big matches.
Yeah, so I think Proper starts on Saturday, and then I think Tav starts at right back, irrespective of what people think.
So kind of picks himself there.
I also think that Connor Barron and Diomande picked themselves as well.
My worry with the midfielders, they might be a bit lightweight, but the two of them have played themselves into. You've got to play yourself into the team, and I think they've played both been a good partnership.
Yeah.
I'm like an anchor in the middle to a shooting call type player.
So at this moment in time, who plays that role for Rangers then right now? Sterling maybe. So you bring Sterling in and play in midfield.
I've spoken it before. If I'm playing Sterling anywhere in the park, he's in the midfield. I think you need somebody against McGregor, somebody that can get involved with the harder tackles and things like that and mess it up a wee bit. And if we lose the midfield battle, I fear we would lose the rest of the battles, because that's where a game could be won or lost. You need to be tough mentally in the midfield. The guys are all good players that you're mentioning. Barron's going to be a really good Rangers player, but I would really like to see somebody who's a midfield general type player being signed by the club to play alongside them.
Yeah, I think that if you sacrifice, so you're sacrificing Lawrence basically and playing Sterling instead, it gives you three midfield, and then you're playing Czerny on the right or left.
I think Czerny's got to play, and Matondo's played he had a really good game.
Yeah,
that's a lot of good deliveries for the two players if they're on form.
And then you get Dessers. The problem is that if you sacrifice, so here's the issue you've got: if you sacrifice Lawrence or a number 10 in these games for Sterling, who plays behind the midfielders rather than Lawrence playing in front of the midfielders, that means Dessers has got to come back to get the ball.
But that suits his style, I think.
But then if you're playing Czerny, if you're wanting Czerny and Matondo to get the bylines and put balls to the 6-yard box, Dessers might not be there because he's been bad at getting the ball.
I understand that, but I think that's one of his problems. When I say problems, I don't mean it as a problem, but people get on Dessers back for everything, and I think maybe at times he works too hard. A lot of great strikers are lazy and they just take the crumbs. But he's great work ethic, and I think in a game like that, if he was asked to do that, I think he would be up for it. And he's the only player at the club that can do that now.
Yeah,
I think that's what they'll do, and they'll just hope they can be in the right positions when one or two balls come into the box in the game, maybe a couple more than that, and basically get that goal. You need to remember as well with Dessers, a lot of people forget, and I want to comment on it. People are going on about what goals he scores, and I've seen a lot of terrible comments, and I wouldn't mention the reporter's name, but the comment we spoke about last week, asking about his goals and things like that, they all forget the goals that's been chopped off, that were proven incorrectly chopped off. That could affect anybody's confidence. So he has scored goals in big games that have been called off, that have been wrongfully called off. I would love to see him banging a few in at the weekend. If pick any player to do it, I think he deserves that wee bit of, I'm not going to say luck because you make your own luck, but he deserves to be the man to do it.
We shout out, obviously we read out Brian Murphy's comment a minute ago, so hi Brian, how you doing? Good to hear from you. Obviously met you in Berlin a few weeks ago for the friendly, so good to see you, glad you're watching. Another comment that came in from Andy, saying Diomande can play further forward, and then bring and Lawrence can come on. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you play Sterling in the kind of anchor position or between defence and midfield, then you've got Barron maybe in front of him and then Diomande a bit further forward. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I just don't think Diomande's the number 10 that we're looking for at this moment in time, but I can see Diomande maybe playing a bit more advanced role for sure if Sterling starts. I think that's the team, to be honest with you.
It picks itself really there. And the substitutes, the football's changed in the last 10 years now. Substitutes are as important as anything, because they won't start with the same 11. They won't finish with the same 11 to start with. There's so many substitutes, and it's important. This is where I criticise Clermont in the past. He tends to pick the wrong substitutes, or he's had a thing, he's not done it recently, but he had a thing for a long time where he was playing the weaker team in the first half and the stronger team in the second half, and it was suggested on here that that's sports science that tell them that to do that. I'm not in favour of that. This game at the weekend, Rangers need to go all guns blazing to try and get that first goal.
I think for the game I think we were talking about the Kiev game, for example. I think it's going to be a fitness thing. When he bangs Czerny on at half time at Hampden. Listen, so at the end of the day, we haven't been in these games against Celtic when Clermont's been in charge. We've had a narrow defeat at Parkhead. We've had a narrow defeat in the cup final where Seaman's goals dropped off, borderline decision. Desser's, obviously this was under Beale, but last season Desser's goal was chopped off in the first half, probably unfairly. So there's not been a massive difference. The difference in the Old Firm game, the Old Firm games have been that Celtic have, let's be honest,
players that can
got these players that can turn the game. Now they've lost one this week with Matt Riley. He's been a thorn in the side of Rangers in the last the last 18 months or so, but we haven't been that far away. The cup final was 50-50. You know, the cup final was genuinely 50-50. It could have went either way. We didn't really create a lot, but we didn't look too vulnerable at the back. It was genuinely 50-50. We drew, obviously, had a poor first half at Ibrox, but we came back and got the equaliser with Matondo scoring as well. So it's been more even in the last 12 months, and you know, Rangers are due a win, but I think, given the fact that the teams have been 50-50, more or less in the last 12 months, the Rangers team isn't that different. The first team isn't that different for, you know, before.
Well, the players
the
players that are gone are the ones that the fans wanted already. The fans were happy. There wasn't anybody I really saw that was too upset. Maybe my brother Mark liked Golson, but apart from that, I can't think anybody that said, why is he gone? Obviously we've got two players that are not going to play, Hadji and Cantwell. They're not going to play anyway. But I think you're right with it in terms of our team. It hasn't changed that much. But I still stand by what I said at the start of the show, Gordy. It wouldn't surprise me if we make a signing for the game on Saturday.
Well, that's the only kind of fly in the ointment, isn't it? So we're going to try and come on Friday to do a show for the transfer window. But do you sign somebody and throw them straight into the Old Firm game at Parkhead?
If he's good enough, aye. I remember Mark Catley done it. He played with Rangers. He came back for the 9 in a row, and he signed. Sorry, I'm called. He came back and he made a really clinical tackle, roughed him up a wee bit, and done nothing else. But what an impact he done, because the way he arrived at the airport, the way he spoke about the club, and the way that the whole thing had been built up, it put Celtic in the back foot, because he had just beat us in the Wednesday night. I think it was, I can't remember, I was at the game.
I remember, I
think it may be 2-1.
But yeah, I'm memory off it.
But anyway, if you buy a player that is a professional football player, they should be getting put in if they're fit, in my opinion, or if they should be playing at some point in the game. That's my opinion on that.
No, yeah, totally agree. And, yeah, I think it's a tough call, because you bring somebody in, obviously they want to do well, but they might not be up to speed with the game. They might not be totally match fit. They might have a bit of pressure on them as well. But you're absolutely right. It depends on the character of the player. It depends on the quality of the player.
I'd like to think if you asked a player, you've got a chance to play in that game, are you up for it?
Yeah.
If the player says no, that would be alarm bells for me.
Yeah. And then it's somebody that's wanting to come and improve themselves, and it's somebody that hasn't played Celtic before that comes in with no fear as well. You've got a few players in that team right now that might not relish playing Celtic because they've been on the receiving end of defeats quite a lot. And that you think about Tavernier, who's not had a great Old Firm record. So yeah, you think of...
We'll talk about that more on Friday, because we're going to be on live, and hopefully there's a bit of movement there for that. That gives you a chance to be Jim Wright for the night, because a few people say to me, is that Gordy's pure Jim Wright? Because there's cracking jokes. I'm sitting dying with the cold, still cracking the jokes.
Is that what you call them?
If anybody wants to use a wee call, we had 2 callers lined up tonight. They've both not been able to make it for different reasons. We appreciate them trying to get us involved with that. Quickly, just going to, before I don't know if you've got these done as an agenda, Gordy, but there's been a couple of Rangers books written recently. We've always been big advocates on this show that people should write Rangers books and talk about history, and it's good to see my good friend, first of all, David Herd, writing another book.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yes, we've recently launched a book about Bobby Russell, and he's been really successful with that. It's a great book, we've read it, absolutely fantastic. And he's also written a book now about Marvin Andrews. So for anyone who, I don't know Marvin Andrews, but there's a few stories that you may not be familiar with, so it's well worth reading the book. So yeah, we'll get a review up on our website and
advertise
it. And yeah, there's a show mascot showing our face there. Hi Lily.
But aye, it's good. I mean, David also does reviews on the books that he's not written, and a friend of yours, Jeff Holmes, has also done a book on Alfie Conn recently. So we're going to be promoting. Sorry, just to confirm, I don't think David's wrote the book about Marvin Andrews. Sorry. No, he's done a review on it. It was David Mason, and it was David Mason who wrote the book on him. Yeah. Rangers official historian. sorry, David Hurd just done I was too busy picking the dog up because she's bottom. David Hurd done a review for us on it. David Hurd done the book in Bobby Russell recently.
Yeah.
And he's writing a new one, but I don't know if he's made that public yet.
Yeah. Also, David Hurd, a good friend of the show, as you've said, Si, he writes some great blogs before the show, before the games, etc. So I'm sure there'll be an absolutely fantastic one on Saturday for the game on Sunday.
And lastly on that, podcasts, we're going to get back to some historical podcasts as well, I think.
Yeah, so we've got a Spotify channel, so those of you watching, please go on our Spotify, type in the Gers TV, and you'll get some fantastic David Hurd, absolutely fantastic, telling us all about some of the, you know, the
interesting stuff.
Very interesting, not just the glory days, but some of the kind of sadder stuff as well. So
well, we don't cover that. We don't hide the bad results or anything.
Yes, there was a period of 20 years, 25 years.
25 years
we didn't win the Scottish Cup, so we've covered that. Absolutely fantastic. We've covered, you know, there's an episode right at the start, right from 1872 to 1900 with the strikers. So simply go on Spotify, type in the Gers TV, and if you can, leave us a wee 5-star rating as well. So, 100%. We're getting towards the end of the show now, Si.
We've got a couple of minutes, just double check we get any comments. Guys, if anybody wants to call, this is the last opportunity. We just need the last 3 digits. It won't cost you anything. It's 01413195230. Big apologies for the barking and the heavy breathing.
It's not me.
One of them was Gordy, one was the dog. We don't know which one was what. We're going to have more shows happening soon as well, and we're looking for different things to get involved in at all times.
Yeah, so have you seen the video on Saturday? I was out at Hampden interviewing our good friends of the show, KOB Supporters Club on for Sandy Row. If you want me to come along, or Simon or Viv or Sandra or Ryan to interview your supporters club before the game or anything, or you want to visit the studio and say hi to us, please let us know, just drop us a message.
Aye, no, 100%. And we're also going to be in Belfast in a few weeks' time as well for the handover from the fantastic charity work that was done with the 2 supporters clubs called Rain True Blues.
Yep, absolutely
and Cobb,
brilliant.
Rangers Sports Club, Sandy Row.
Yeah, so absolutely brilliant. We'll tell you more about that in the coming weeks. So transfer deadline's coming up on Friday.
Yep.
Old Firm game's coming up on Sunday. Busy week ahead.
100%, aye. I was going to stay off the bevy the day I was like, no more drinking, that's me reformed, but it'll be a nervous one.
If you want to catch up with Simon's part again, just log into some of our social media, you'll see some updates on there. He's a life in the soul of everything at the moment. It's brilliant to see. We'll
definitely be having a catch up on Friday with the transfer deadline. I'll need to figure out when that finishes. I think it's 11 o'clock, but I could be wrong with that. Gordy's got to check.
Is he?
I don't know what I've got a dog here pushing me off my seat.
So it's usually 11 o'clock. So I think what happens is, you've got until 11 o'clock to announce your signing, and then you've got to midnight to put the paperwork through. So you can't do it. Sorry, just to clarify that there, it's my understanding that you can't officially buy empty or make any bids after 11 o'clock. Everything has to be done.
Unless it's been done.
But you've got until midnight to get the paperwork through, get the paperwork completed. So
one of the ideas of the big seats was so the dog doesn't get up anymore, but I'm such a big suit.
Big softy.
So Friday night we'll do that. We'll try and catch up on Saturday maybe for a couple of beers, and we'll maybe visit a Rangers bar. It's important. I've seen a Rangers bar's up for sale again at the weekend in Glasgow, so I think it's important that we do say this quickly, that if there's a Rangers bar anywhere in the world that is near enough for you or when you go on holiday, giving them a wee bit of support, even if you're only going in for 2 or 3 pints, whatever, give them that wee bit of backing. And if you've got a member of a supporters club, they're getting harder to run every year, so if you can give them a wee bit as well. We're almost at the end of the show, Gordy. Anything else you want to add, mate?
No, just as I say, we've got great friends. Just when it comes to the bars, we've got some great friends at Lounge 72, great friends at Bristol Bar, and we're always in and out of Oswald's as well. So absolutely fantastic. So
we sound like alcoholics.
No, we do actually. That's a very good point. But no, they've been very supportive of us.
People will be contacting me to join the show just to go to all these bars and sample the nightlife.
So thanks very much for your company tonight. We'll be back on Friday for a transfer special. We'll be back before the Old Firm game, and I'm sure we'll be back after the Old Firm game itself. So get in touch with us via the website, get in touch with us through the Facebook page. We're back on Twitter as well. And as I say, just if you want to drop us a message and
just get involved. Get involved any way you can. It's your channel as much as anybody else's. And if anybody wants to be a regular caller, we used to have this in the past, but I've got the call system already lined up now, back with earpieces and stuff like that. So All it remains for the night is I'm dying with a cold, so going to finish early, guys. Just to wish us a good night.
So yeah, great result for Rangers on Saturday. Bit of positivity going into the Old Firm game, and always remember, Simon, we are
the people.
Good night.